Welcome to another Petersburg By Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to St. Pete by Night, where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop role-playing game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. I am your humble storyteller this evening, Devlin Kane, one of many junior storytellers here at St. Pete by Night. Make sure to check out our St. Pete by Night social media platforms. That includes X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But the thing you really ought to go check out is our website, SPbN.com. We have a city map, storyteller profiles, and a one-of-a-kind threat meter. And if you aren't already subscribed here on Twitch or YouTube, wherever it is that you're watching this, go ahead and hit that follow button so you can go back and catch up on past episodes. But if you wanted to play with us, which I really think you do, come join our Discord. What are you waiting for? Come join this amazing community that we have helped put together. Today, we're watching Bloody Strings, one of many of the chronicles here at St. Pete by Night. I hope you enjoy the show. Let's meet our players. And these are my lovely players. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Nori, and I will be playing Bellatrix the Malkavian.
And I'm Kyrie, and I'll be playing Grey Novak, the Toreador with big dreams.
Hi, I'm Kendall. I'll be playing Maggie Haywood, the Hakata.
Hello, I'm Lakar, and I am playing Matthew Halden, the Man in Black Tonight Toreador.
Hello, I'm Truck EXE, and I will be playing Nicholas Baldridge, the Questioning Malkavian.
Hi, I'm Mew, and I'll also be playing a Malkavian, Sophie Clues.
Thank you very much. Last we left off, trying to get ready for whatever it is this group from Chicago that seems to be antagonizing the Coterie, particularly by stealing one of their touchstones and wanting to get their hands on the Keeper of Elysium, Edwin Kane. The group kind of split off to follow a couple of leads that they had. Nick, heading to kind of a lounge slash bookstore kind of, or not store so much of a reading nook where he met Sophie Clues, who clearly has some possible tie-in to these entities in Chicago. After he broke away from them, the rest went to a mortuary where they met Maggie Haywood from Planet Cotta. It's been roughly a week since I met these individuals, and tonight we're going to follow some of the singular activities they committed to in that time in preparation for what's to come next. So, let's begin with Ray. Ray, what are you doing this evening?
I think Gray is going to pay a visit to Bella at her tea shop. A little bit overdue, and there's some things that he wants to catch up on that have happened recently.
You make your way from your haven, heading toward the tea shop. Bellatrix, what are you doing as Ray makes his approach?
Bella is probably dealing with an influx of possible customers. She's recently had a showing at the local psychic fair, and it's brought in some business.
Okay. Ray, as you approach the building, you see that there's some activity. Not a full house, but there is a much larger crowd than you typically see when you arrive. You see a few people leaving. Mostly looks like people kind of in college, early 20s, doing something they thought might look like a little bit of fun. How do you wish to approach?
I'm just gonna kind of browse, mingle in the crowd, and wait to see if get Bella's attention.
Easy enough, Bellatrix. I think as you are going from sitting a customer out occasionally, you will spot Ray in the crowd.
Meet eyes with them. Nod my head into the back room.
Move my head and make my way to the door.
You hear a couple people frustratingly kind of talking shit as you're kind of cutting line, but you make your way to the back and into the room. The two of you have a moment. Bellatrix, would you like to set the scene for the establishment?
Sure. She'll lead Gray into the actual, or beyond the reading room, into the library behind it, which really has several comfortable chairs, couches, bookshelves. Pretty colorful. There's several like curtains or things that are decorating the walls, not set necessarily windows, but like very sheer curtains that like are along the walls as decorations. Couple of lamps. She'll flop down in the chair, one of the chairs. Didn't expect to see you tonight.
You just expect to see me every night. But business looks good for you. Very good, in fact.
Recently had a big thing, and people have come in because of it. So
A big thing, just a thing.
it was a psychic fair.
Oh, that was your affair.
Well, multiple businesses, but I arranged it.
Well, good job on that.
Thanks.
Curious, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, so you can just give me the answer and I can be on my way. Where exactly was Matt's friend being held?
In a truck, I think, being moved.
And the people that were moving her, where are they at?
What do you want to know?
You
Do you
do
wanna
have
stake it out?
customers.
Do you want to stake it out?
No, I want to go talk to them.
What about?
Edwin, Matt, his friends, this whole business. Why? I don't have enough answers. Also, I want to know how they got my phone number.
Did they send you with something too?
I'm curious.
Interesting. You're usually the one that says don't mess with the elders. But is it because they're messing with us?
Are we sure that these are elders? Are we sure these are even our elders?
I think one is. But he's a Nosferatu.
Well, then he's being an absolute fool in the way that he's going about things. He's acting like a blunt hammer instead of a nice scalpel.
Fair.
If he's this desperate, there must be a reason. And, well, if we don't understand why, then Matt's going to be compromised forever. And ever. Because if he wants something, he'll just take something else from that.
Or one of us.
Did the kid tell you where she got our number from?
No, she hasn't.
So that means he gave it to her.
Probably.
Which means they have our numbers. How did they get that?
Good question. I want to go with you. I'll hide.
Okay. I didn't think you'd be up for it. But sure.
I'm curious of these questions too, and Edwin's not going to be forthcoming.
No, I don't think he is. I think if we want answers, we're going to have to get them from the source.
Agreed.
Now, you
So-
do realize they could potentially kill us.
Why do you think I'm going to hide?
Okay. Well, then they could potentially kill me.
I'm sure you'll have a plan for that.
No, not really. I just don't think it's actually going to happen.
I think that you will be able to talk your way out of it, most likely. There is a potential, but they want something from us. Edwin.
So, how long till you close?
A couple more hours.
Okay, then. We'll wait till you close, then take a trip. Knock on a few doors. Glad hand a little.
Okay. Should warn you, it's just right in, beyond the Anarch territory, right in Tampa's territory, so we have to be a little quiet.
And we should be worried about that. Why?
Just warning you. I said we have to be quiet. Heard the big mucky-doos in Tampa are scary.
Well, I'm certain they are, but again, wouldn't be the first domain I violated.
Long as no one finds out, I think we'll be fine.
But see, you always have to leave them a way to know that you were there, because then where's the fun in it?
Oh,
I think we should
thanks.
poach someone while we're there.
You can poach someone. I'll watch.
You've never been hunting in Tampa, though, have you?
No, I have not.
You want to give it a try?
Tempting.
I mean, just across the border. Hop, skip, and a
Maybe.
jump, and we're back on this side.
How about I decide when we see how the conversation goes?
That's fine. That'll work for me.
Okay. I might end up hungry, so this might be a yes.
It's you. You're going to be ravenous by the time we get done.
I do so much. So taxing.
Maybe you should do less.
Then we'd all die. Or
No.
fail.
No,
Or get caught.
you put all that on you. We'd be fine. Trust me. Absolutely fine.
Says the man that was getting beaten up in a gallery. And I don't think it was by his choosing this time.
How do you know I didn't ask for it?
Fair. But you didn't seem like you wanted it. Usually you seem a little more into it.
Well, part of the act. You should see me and Victor together.
I don't. No. No. Not interested at all.
I'll hang out as a sentence. You can stop by when you're ready.
Okay.
No. Better get out to that mob out front before they start to get ravenous.
Hmm.
Like you.
My little spider webs. Nick's got me on spiders for some reason. He talks too much about them.
Yeah, don't follow his spiders.
I'm building my own web. Why would I follow his or anyone else's?
Because his spiders will crawl into yours.
Well, considering one of his spiders was my sire, that's a little late, isn't it?
Did you just say something bad about him? Called him a
No.
spider?
I don't think he would care. It's called the cobweb.
That name's awfully gauche.
I liked it when it was called the Madness Network, honestly.
They should just call it something like Through the Looking Glass.
Maybe that's a little too on the nose.
And the Madness Network isn't.
I'll see you later.
You had customers.
Mm-hmm.
Gray will turn and make his way out the door.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Son of a bitch. Alright, so as you're leaving, we'll pan back and shift the scene a little more westward. And see what Haywood is doing. Just a moment. Maggie, what are we doing this evening?
She's just going about her normal business, but right now she is going to go out and see what she can find. Primarily to go and see if where seems like the best place that she would be able to find other Hikata around here, because she knows that usually they would hang around in like more neutral places. But she is kind of a little bit out of touch with the family. But she knows she has to more or less make her presence known to them.
You have heard that there are a couple that tend to kind of cling to Camarilla spaces. But I'd say coming into the city, meeting with everyone, you would know that there is a mortuary in the neutral zone. Kind of on the southeast kind of area of the region. Are you heading that way, or are you wishing to?
She'd probably look up the place and call first. Seems kind of rude to just show up.
Right. You get the number, and you call. After a couple of rings. Beaumont Mortuary, how can I be of assistance?
Hello. My name is, Maggie Lewis. I was wondering if I could speak with your owner. I am from a, different mortuary, and I was wondering if we could, trade notes.
Well, the proprietor does not like to discuss business over the phone, but if you are looking for a meeting, you are welcome to visit. Tonight is a
Of course.
slow evening.
Then I will drop by soon.
We look forward to receiving you.
Thank you.
Hang up the phone. You get ready and make your way to Beaumont Mortuary. You drive out of Camaria territory into the neutral zone. And before long, you reach the building. It has a very... You can clearly tell its design is very modern, but it does have very Gothic callbacks to its design. And as you approach the place, this metal gate opens up in front of you, allowing you to drive into the area. After you pull up and head to, you approach the door. It's a very large wooden double door.
And she would, look around, activate Sense the Unseen, and continue on in.
You step in. Immediately, you are greeted by an individual wearing black and white from head to toe. Very kind of tan skin, a very finely trimmed goatee, short, black, kind of groomed hair. Good evening. You are the one who spoke on the phone?
Yes, I am Maggie Lewis.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you will follow me. And he takes you into a back room. Now, you said that you ran into the mortuary.
Yes, I do. I actually moved down here from Savannah. I'm still setting up how I am functioning a little further south.
Interesting. Do you have any familial connections?
Yes, I do.
Very well. He then reaches over and opens a door and gestures for you to step through.
Thank you.
Most of them will be able to speak with you.
Of course. And she's observing the place as she goes in, and we'll step in.
Give me wits and awareness.
Okay. Can I activate heightened senses?
Sure.
Awesome. I'll take that. That's 2.
As you're looking around, you see that there are... In this little backspace, you're kind of in more of like a set of offices. There are 2 doors that you were standing next to, each that have their own little plaque next to them. The one that you entered said William Beaumont, and the one on the right of it said Harkin Beaumont. Harkin has like PhD kind of modifiers to it. William didn't have any kind of notifications on that. However, they did have a emblem underneath that. Sure. It is the logo for the Pinkertons. You step into the office. You see it's much less of a study. When you step in here, you see that there is a kind of long table under a window overlooking the grounds that has a couple of medals kind of on display. You notice that there are a couple of shelves underneath that are fastened with a lock. He has a desk in the center of the room. Above the desk is a mounted, like, rifle from, like, the 1800s. He is wearing a vest. His jacket is hanging on a rack behind him. A buttoned shirt with stripes rolling down the sleeves and a tie going down to the vest. He has a derby hat resting with his jacket as he kind of leans back, waiting for enter.
She will enter, make sure the door closes behind her, and then give a respectful nod to him.
Miss Lewis, was it?
Yes, it is my polite name over the phone.
And what is your actual name?
Maggie Haywood.
Miss Haywood. How long have you been in the city?
Oh, only a couple of weeks. But I wanted to, see what family that was in the, city.
There are a few members here in the city, but a couple of them work a little too closely with some of the sects.
I won't take offense to that.
I wasn't referring to you, but understood. You've been in the city for this amount of time, and you're only just now stopping by.
It's been a whirlwind trying to get everything set up and settled. Do we have... I'm sorry, let me see how to phrase this. Is there anything I should expect from this city? I know, from what I've heard, it's pretty strange.
Well, this city's a shithole. Since our arrival, there have been a horde of ghost mages. There was an army of nasty little thin bloods running around for a bit. It seems like every other week there's a fire or an explosion, and an entire museum got swallowed into the earth. I can't imagine a worse place to live. But here we are.
It sounds interesting.
It was for 5 minutes.
The study didn't outlive the experience, did it?
However, we have been asked to maintain our little home here, in case anything else were to spring up. Seems the family enjoys having a decent relationship with the Camarilla City. So Miss Amethyst continues playing house over there at the south side, and I do the actual work here at the mortuary. Me and my brother, of course.
Oh. It's always good to have family nearby. But, so it's a shithole, there were mages, ghosts, and there are constant fires.
Twice in the last month, there were just a little north in the Anarch territory. There was a couple of water main breaks that we have come to the conclusion were deliberately placed.
Water mains?
Mm-hmm. The kindred here are fucking idiots. I don't know how they've lasted this long, or how they became recognized by their betters, but here we are.
Everyone likes a pet project.
Sure. So, I assume it's not just introductions. Is there anything I could do for you, Miss Ava?
I was wondering if you could help me to find the other members of the family in this city. It's been a little while since I've actually been oriented with them.
Hmm. Well, Hawken, my brother, tends to handle most of the Picado-related family business-related things here in St. Pete. I tend to clean up the messes.
Do you ever require assistance cleaning up messes?
I'm pretty efficient,
Okay.
but I do appreciate the offer, and if I have to clean up a mess south of the border, I'll be sure to reach out. And as long as behavior is maintained on that particular side of town, you'll never have to meet me on the business end of things.
Hopefully I don't have to. Hopefully I only meet you for pleasure then.
Fine by me. Now, have you set up your mortuary yet? Is it fully
Right now
established
it
in the
is.
city?
Right now I have. It is a work in progress at the moment.
What is stalling your progress?
Bureaucracy. Mortal bureaucracy takes time.
Well, it's pretty easy to get around if you spend a little time making yourself known. I will offer this as a welcome to this shithole present. Once you have found a spot that you would like to call home, let Harkin know, and we'll move around some of that red tape for you.
I appreciate it. And the gifted toilet paper.
Family looks out for each other.
It's good to see that here.
Is there anything else I can do for you? I'm afraid I do have a meeting here in the next hour or so.
Well, I won't keep you any further, but if you need anything from me or would like to get into further contact, I have your number, but here is mine. She'll pull out her business card and hand it to him. It's got her mask name and all.
He nods and he sets it over in a little Rolodex he has on the desk. Very good. I'll reach out if I need anything, and if you need anything, I'm just a phone call away.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
Like I said, thank you for yours. I'm sure you can find your way out.
And she will make her way out.
Give me one more wits and awareness.
Okay. It's 4 successes.
As you are walking out of his office, you notice on the back wall by the door, there's a little folder that looks like it's pretty thick. It's got quite a few documents inside of it. And written across the top of it says watch list.
She kind of tilts her head at it and glance back at him. Anything more I need to worry about? She kind of pointedly glances at the name written across it.
That's more for our concern. As I said, there are some that play a little too friendly. Just need to make sure that lips don't get too loose. I mean,
Understandable. And she will continue on her way out.
you step outside. The host kind of guides you to the door. Thank you, Miss Lewis, for stopping by, and please come back anytime.
Thank you for having me.
He bows as he guides you out the door. Where do you go from here?
She will likely head back to her place and start to figure out a way to get a meeting with this amethyst.
With that, we will shift scenes. Bellatrix, where do we find you this evening?
So Bella's actually gonna leave earlier than she told Gray. The shop. She's gonna leave it to Ophelia, and she's gonna take Sarah to see Matt at Matt's gallery.
Going to see Matt. Alright. Matt, while Bellatrix and Sarah are approaching, what is it that you are getting into?
Matt is just messing around on, just screwing around with a painting, just throwing paint on a canvas at this point in time. Kind of moving things around because he's got an idea for the sip and paint he wants to put together. And so he's just playing around while he hangs out at his studio.
While you're waiting, there's eventually a knock at the door.
He will get up, put everything down, kind of wipe his hands off, and go open the door.
Hello, Matt.
What's up?
I would like your services.
For you,
Your artistic
anything.
services. Don't say that.
Yeah, I know. I should learn how to. Yeah. Anyway, what's up? Come on in.
I'll bring Sarah in. So, when we were at the inspecting the bodies, I had a vision. I know who killed the men, and I'd like you to draw him.
Okay, fair enough.
She'll pull out the sketch pad.
Yeah.
So if this is what is happening here, Bellatrix, go ahead and give me... I'll let you do intelligence and occult.
Okay.
And Matt, go ahead and give me wits and craft.
Trying to expert. Four successes.
I got 3.
You managed to get a pretty good impression with the information you gave. It's just the profile that you saw before, but you can clearly see the kind of twisted face, the scarred mouth, the very elongated ear. So you're pretty satisfied with the image as Matthew finishes it.
I'll take it, nod, and then show it to Sarah. Was this the one that called himself the prince?
Sarah looks at the paper and you do... Give me what's inside. Either of you.
Spend a willpower. Three successes.
You catch for just a moment a very powerful discomfort kind of break across her expression for a moment, but she composes herself. Yeah, that's him.
Good. I'll shut it so she won't be as uncomfortable.
So this isn't the prince, and he is attacking you?
In a way, yes. He's stolen something valuable of Matt's and is holding it in exchange for Edwin, honestly. This all seems to tie back to Edwin. Sarah, how did you get our phone numbers?
What do you mean?
When you texted us, when you first texted us, how did you have our phone numbers?
Oh, I didn't. That was the woman that was with me.
Emily.
Yeah.
Right? Do you have a contact with this Emily?
No, I haven't heard from her since she left me.
Interesting. I've heard of him and Emily's recently. I wonder if it's the same one. We'll have to see. Wonder how she knew our numbers.
Wouldn't she have them because she left here with her, and they'd have given her our contact information, wouldn't they have? Just
No.
in case?
No. The prince was very specific that we were not to have any contact with Sarah after she left.
No, I know, but Emily would have had our contact information to get in touch with us, wouldn't she have, if something went wrong or if they needed us for something?
Emily didn't go with her. Emily found her after she arrived here.
Okay, that's right.
Point of
Then yeah, that
clarification.
makes no sense.
Emily didn't find her. Emily was assigned to her to bring her here. She was her escort.
Emily was
kind of showed her how to navigate a little bit, and then bit.
Okay, so Emily was her escort. Got it. Oh. Which still leads back to how did Emily get our phone number?
Yeah, that makes less sense now.
Gray and I are gonna circle back around on that. We'll let you know if we find anything out.
Okay.
Cool.
She kind of looks around. Did you paint all these?
Yeah. It's what I did before. I've always had a thing for art. You're welcome to stop by anytime if you want to pick up a brush or just, check the place out, hang out. Door's open to you.
Thank you. They're really good.
There are quite a few snobs in New York and Boston who would agree.
Matt's clan is... Well, they like beauty. And there are a lot of artists in it.
It's Toreador.
Yes.
Yeah.
The prince seems so plain.
eccentric,
That's a good word, I suppose.
odd duck.
That's a better word. I suppose that is hypocritical coming from me, but hey.
You have your own art form.
I'm not a Toreador, though. I'd leave that to you and Gray.
Yeah, he's got a completely different medium. He doesn't paint pictures with paints and brushes. He's a bullshit artist.
Gray does seem a little weird.
Easy to figure Gray out. Gray cares about Gray and wants everybody else to care about Gray.
I mean, I went to school for theater, but that is a drama queen if I've ever met one.
Give me what's inside.
Both of us are just
Both of
Bella?
you.
I'm going to spend a willpower. Two successes from 0.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah, I spent a willpower too. 3.
You both kind of watch her for a moment, or as you're observing while you're talking, and you bring up Gray and make your comments. She seems to consider them very strongly for a moment, and then kind of darts her eyes back up toward you, as if to try to move to a different subject. And what about Nick?
Nick is changed recently. He used to be... I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still a white knight, but he's a lot more interesting and a bit haunted.
And as long as, we can keep the interactions with Blanche to a minimum, I think we'll be okay.
Would be good. If you ever start speaking in a southern accent,
If
should
he
be
starts
careful.
talking like
Yeah,
this, you should be concerned.
That's weird.
Tell us about it.
Okay. How concerned should I be?
Maybe not want to be in the same room alone with him concerned.
Yeah, if it happens, let somebody know as fast as you can. Discreetly if possible, just in case. But yes, more than anything, don't be alone when it happens.
I'll probably just avoid being alone with him.
Good call.
For now, that's probably a good call.
She kind of sits there for a moment. And then she spots over in the corner of the studio the concealed painting you've been working on for Gray. And then just begins to approach it.
Sweetie, just don't take the cover off that one. It's not quite finished yet, and it's private, if you don't mind.
Give me a charisma persuasion.
I used a willpower, got 2.
She continues walking. I just want to see it.
It's artistic thing. I don't like people seeing stuff it's not finished yet, and it's not mine.
She's maybe 3 feet away from it. She's getting ready to pull the cover off.
He will run over to it and try to cut her off.
Okay. Give me... give me... Dex and Athletics.
Five with a crit.
She is about a foot away. Her hand reaches out, and you quickly fly across the room and jump in between her and the cloth. And she pulls her hand back.
Mentally thinking he can move when he needs to.
I appreciate your love of art. I do. And like I said, you are welcome here at any time. Just, if it's covered, please don't mess with it. Okay?
She kind of sits there for a moment as if like she had to shake something off. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any disrespect. And she turns and walks back over to Bellatrix.
I get it. Morbid curiosity, it gets the better of us. I would be lying if I said I didn't do that myself when I was younger.
She, at this point, seems to kind of nod, but has gone kind of quiet, nonverbal.
Look down at her. Are you alright?
She nods.
Do you want to head back?
She nods.
Okay. We should get going. I have another meeting anyways, so I will see you later, Matt. I'll bring you any information I come across. Thanks for the sketch.
Absolutely. Why? I need to... Can we have one person who's not horrible looking for me to sketch? Because this is becoming a trend.
You could sketch Victor. He's not horrible looking. We already know what it looks like.
Oh, you gave me an idea, Bella. Oh, you were beautiful. I know what painting I'm going to work on next.
Okay. I mean, Hal's not horrible looking. You can sketch him. Or Charlie. Or...
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah. Think of worse people to paint.
There are a few people, I suppose, but usually these are for other purposes, not just to look at.
Just as long as it's pretty people from now on. That's all I care about.
Well, if pretty people messed with us more, it would be easy.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have an influx of Nosferatus. All right. I will see you later, Matt.
All right. I'll talk with you soon, Bella. Sarah. Be safe out there, you two.
Sarah nods and follows Bellatrix out.
Has she gone nonverbal before?
I'd say you've probably seen this a couple of times. I'd say you probably would have witnessed it in moments where her behavior seemed odd, and then when there was any kind of like reprimand. like
Okay.
exceptionally stubborn. There will be moments where she seems incredibly stubborn, and then when that is addressed, she just suddenly like snaps back, like she realized something was wrong in the moment, and then goes quiet for a while.
Okay. If you're having weird feelings, don't forget to write in your journal.
She nods.
I'll take her home.
As you guys make your way back, we'll go ahead and shift to books and bourbon. Just a moment. Sophie, where do we find you this evening?
So this evening, I'm attempting to meet with Edwin.
Easy enough. You arrange the appointment, make your way, not a very long drive or walk, whatever you choose.
Walking.
Well, you walk over to the deli. You are met by a couple of the guards at the gate, at the door, brought in. Same little walk you've made before, but instead of going to the conference room where you would have met the prince before, you're now moved to what appears to be a closet. And when it opens, it goes into this small little room with the bookshelf, the desk, Edwin sitting on the other side, gesturing toward the chairs in front of his desk as he stands up and... Miss Clues, I might be of assistance today.
Yes, hello. And she gives a little curtsy. Edwin, dear, I have a very important message for Duncan. I know he's away on errands, but it's
Yes.
very important that this message gets to him.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yes, everything is fine. It's, it's just, it would behoove everyone if he received this message.
Certainly. Do you need me to write it, or do you...
Yes, whichever way that you intend to pass on the message, I can recite it to you, and then you can prepare it.
He reaches over, takes a pen and a little notepad. Whenever you're ready.
Yes, Duncan, the wet calendar is in town. Yes, just like that. Yes, the W-E-T. Yes, wet calendar is in town. I believe he will know just what to do for that.
Understood. He scribbles a couple things on the bottom. Is that all you want delivered?
Yes, and I have your fee here, and she pulls out what looks like a first edition of The Outsider by Albert Camus, but it's in the original French.
That is more than kind. And he takes the book, and you see him reach over, and he slides this little, kind of looks like a dish almost, but the entire wooden panel underneath it slides as well, revealing a little like chamber that he rolls up the paper that he's written, drops it down in, and then brings the slot back into position. That will reach him pretty soon. You're welcome to stay until we get a hit back, or is there something else that is something going on that I might be able to assist with?
No, everything is wonderful. I just needed him to know, for all our benefit, but everything is fine. Everything will be fine. But yes, I would love, do you have any vinyl records here? I've heard they're the big hit now.
I personally don't own one, at least not here, anyway. Um, I'm not a big fan of the newer ones that they've released recently, but I'm sure I can direct you to where some can be found. I do believe you can find them all day at Walmart.
No, that's all right. And where?
Walmart?
I'll keep that in mind. But yes, no, I guess I will make my way back. If he happens to contact you, please let me know at your earliest convenience. I will be at Books and Bourbon.
Certainly will. I would like to ask, I know you've already gotten to meet with Carmine, but have you had the opportunity to stop by and introduce yourself to the Oracle?
No, I don't believe I have, no.
Very good. I would advise that maybe you reach out to the Oracle or maybe one of the other members of your clan. The Malkavians in the city have a very strong connection with one another, and it does seem best that those in town make their acquaintance.
Yes, well, why don't you set that up? You have a wonderful way of getting people together.
I would rather not set up an appointment with the Oracle, but I can get you close to somebody who does have a pretty decent standing relationship with them.
Well, that would be wonderful.
Certainly. He reaches over and he kind of scrolls through this obscenely long Rolodex full of business cards, pulls out a one that has a tarot and tea shop and hands it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
I quite like tea.
So does she. She works with me on things occasionally. Her and the people that she tends to hang out with. But I do understand that she has a very strong relationship with the Oracle in some capacity.
Wonderful. Well, I will get right on this, but please let me know if Duncan reaches out to you.
I will let you know immediately.
All right. Well, thank you. It has been a wonderful evening, Edwin. I hope to see you again very soon.
Look forward to it.
Yes.
And he kind of stands up and bows his head. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Oh, yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. And then she does a very quick curtsy and rushes very quickly out the door.
Where do you go from here?
From there, she would probably go back to Books and Bourbon.
Okay. You make your way back to Books and Bourbon, and you're there for... You've maybe been at the location for like 20 minutes when you get a ping on your phone.
Okay, I'll reach into my purse where I held the book, and I pick up the small contraption. And I'll hold it and I'll look at it.
It is from Edwin, and it just has like quotations or what Duncan sends. Just a second. Burrow now, burrow fast. I'll be home soon.
Sophie will put the brick back into her purse, and she will go upstairs to her room.
Okay. As we shift away from Books and Bourbon, let's see what Nick is doing. And where do we find Nick this evening?
Nick is, as usual, setting up for Cigar Stack to do its own thing, set up for the night. He's got a bundle in his arms, but he's going to see Matt at the Ascent. Or, well, he would have asked Matt where they could meet up.
Yeah, he would have suggested the Ascent.
All right. The two of you make your way and meet up at the Ascent. The scene is yours.
Nick will walk in, offer a genuine smile. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Matt will be in the kitchen mixing up his stuff. He'll just look over. All right, considering.
I'll make sure not to smoke at the moment. So you got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
Just thought I'd get something that I think you could appreciate, maybe. At least gives you something to do if you find yourself spinning your wheels. I kind of also just wanted to talk.
Well, that's a good thing, considering I wanted to ask you to do something for me. Or
Fair.
look into some things for me.
Hey, name it. I know you're going through some shit. But first, I'll lift up the large bundle, putting it on the counter. I don't know how much you care for, modern media or entertainment, but I thought of you when I watched it.
What is this?
If he opens it up, it is the complete series of the original Leverage on Blu-ray.
You know, it was so weird. I grew up to VHS. So weird. I don't understand how it works. I like it. I appreciate it. I'm getting used to understand it.
Hey, I can show you if you ever want me. Something to pass time if you feel you need to. Basically, you just put the disc in, and I can just, mark on the remote the buttons you press, and you should be good.
Cool. So what is it?
It's basically just a team of, the idea of Robin Hood, right?
You could say that's how I've been living my life.
Exactly. This is like a team of Robin Hood's team in more modern setting. They kind of like they play in heists. Most of the time they go off the rail, and it's entertaining to watch that it never actually went off the rail.
As soon as you mention that it's a team of people doing this, you're gonna kind of see he's. Yeah, I'll give it a try at some point.
Nick's going to. May what's an insight that?
Go for it. Matthew, would you say you're trying to conceal anything? Is this something that you wouldn't want?
Not really. Because it was like a sudden thing, so he wouldn't have really had time to...
Actually, Truck, considering that was presented to you, that would have been the thing you would have caught on a Wits and Insight, so if that's just something you want to...
I mean, I got 6 with a crit, anyway.
You can clearly tell there was some discomfort there.
Hey, look, man. If it's something that's going to bother you, don't worry about it. I can take it back. I love watching it myself, so.
Nah, man, I'll give it a try. It's don't get me wrong. All you guys, fantastic. We work well together. Team sports didn't end well for me last time.
So,
It's fictional. I'll get over it. Maybe
Well-
it'll be cathartic. Who knows?
makes sense. I'm pretty sure I'm picking up what you're putting down, man. I think I kind of get it. Obviously, I don't know, but I can definitely understand. If you ever want to just tell some stories of some people that are, existing in your head, so to speak, I've gotten here to listen.
I appreciate that. Say there's a lot of people up in the attic, and he'll kind of point to his head, and some of them came after, and a few of them well before. I think that's why I'm so hell-bent to make sure that this goes off without a hitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely look. We are a collection of our memories. We are a collection of the experiences we've gone through, whether for good or for worse. Who we are is informed by that. I mean, hell, y'all have been seeing what having memories diluted or misinformed can do to a person through me. So, I'm not going to tell you how to feel on the subjects, but I will say, at the very least, they're important, and there's value in them being important.
I want you to look at a painting. You won't be able to find it in a gallery anywhere, but you should hopefully be able to find it somewhere. It went missing a while back. And I'd like to think that that's all you need to know about me when you look at this painting.
Endeavor to do so, then.
Storm on the Sea of Galilee.
You will see, there seems to be a slight recognition in Nick's eyes. Not so much that he exactly knows, but the name seems familiar. But he'll just nod, take it down in his phone, look at it later. Not to move from dour to dour. I also wanted to see how you're doing.
Keeping it together.
Well, I see some pots of vengeance over there, so at least that's true.
This is just to keep the rats away.
Yeah, they've kind of infested a bit, haven't they?
Speaking of rats, I wanted to know if you could look up, kind of do some digging, see if you can find any locations we could use. Empty, few exit points out of the way, so we don't have to worry about foot traffic.
Thinking of a base of operations?
More of an exchange point?
Okay. Yeah, I think I could probably do that. I mean, it's
Somewhere
not
where
too hard.
shit goes pear-shaped, we don't have to worry about cleaning up a big mess. That's if things go good on our end.
I got no problem doing that. Now, look, I'm not gonna say this without acknowledging that I know how I come off to everyone. I know me. Oh, relatively speaking. Matt, legit. If you do need something, there's no price, right? I've got you for as much as I can offer. I see the pain. I see the concern, the worry. That's enough for me. I got your back now.
He's gonna go back to mixing all of his stuff. And he's not even gonna look up at Nick when he says this, and he's just gonna be like, there is one thing I'm gonna need from all of you. I don't know how this is gonna go. Hopefully it goes a little better and not me landing on top of something and breaking it with my ass.
No, have you seen that ass?
I like to keep streamlined. I prefer to think of it as aerodynamic.
That's a word.
But don't let me go too far.
Matt, if I think you're about to go too far, I'll do what's necessary, even if it kills me.
Just don't kill me. I mean, I prefer to. I mean, look at me. How tragic would that be on this world if I were to leave it? Come on.
I don't think there's anything that convinced me to kill you.
There's at least 3 duchesses and 1 princess who would be very distraught if they found out I was no longer on this earth.
Okay, David Tennant.
Who?
I need to get you in the middle. So many things I know you'd like, and you don't know what they are.
Nick,
Gotcha.
give me a wits and insight.
Awesome roll. Jeez. That's 7 with another crit.
You feel something rummaging around upstairs. You take a moment and begin trying to reflect. It's kind of like Al said, it's like navigating an old house. A lot of locked doors with a lot of tape over them. But you keep seeing out of the corner of your eye something scuttle across your peripheral. You continue following it until you get to the end of a hallway. You see a door. Kind of covered up with this thin veil keeping you from accessing it. And you see there is a nameplate on the door. With your crit, you'll see the last name is Carlisle.
Other Carlisle. If I mentally try to take a step to the door, does anything happen?
It seems to not want, you cannot seem to get past that barrier. Something here is not letting you through. However, how much unspent XP do you have?
5.
I will let you through for 3.
Nick's looking at it. Nick remembers how many times his names are coming up. It seems to be tied to what's going on now. Nick isn't as reckless as he used to be. What's standing out to him is every roadblock trying to help Matthew. He's not reckless the same way he used to be. But he still gives enough of a shit. If there's even a chance this might help Matt. It's not even about him right now. As I would spend that XP.
Spend your 3 XP. You push through whatever this barrier is. And when you open the door to step through, where before you just got the flash with a little bit of an understanding of the memory, where you were at this evening with someone else much farther back than you can recall. You push open the door and suddenly, almost like using a premonition, you are standing in a large room with a glass. The walls are almost glass all the way across, overlooking a large city. You're in New York, roughly 30 years ago. You are wearing a very fine outfit, but there are clear little hints of color that you've added. And as you look about, you see the room is full of other people that you recognize, but their names are kind of fuzzy in your mind. You kind of move about. You know that you are among kindred. You're at Elysium. And people are paying you several respects. You hear a voice come from behind you. Well, there you are. I've been looking for you all evening. And when you turn around, you see a very colorful dress, sleeveless, coming up to the neck and then whisking to the face. It's like it's completely skin all the way over. No eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just the shape of a skull with skin stretched over it. You can hear her talking clearly, but in this moment, you feel that same kind of weird sensation that you feel when you're getting ready to go into a premonition when she calls you Lyndon. You recall that your name is Lyndon Carlisle. And you were an oracle in New York City. You snap back.
Nick will exhale. Lyndon? Nick? Closing his eyes. In his mind, Lyndon waits. My friend needs some Nick. I need to be Nick. And when he opens them, he looks back at Matt.
Please add to your sheet a 3.0 to mask Nicholas Baldridge. Scene is yours.
It looks back at Matt. Did Matt no? Would you say Matt noticed anything? The shift, the movements to silence.
Matt just saw you go like vacant for like 2 minutes. You just went catatonic for a moment.
You right there, buddy?
I don't know. I always liked watching the Yankees and the Red Sox. Not as much of a baseball fan as everyone else was. Anyway, yeah, there's some things, but at the moment, Matthew, I do believe we need to focus on you. But this, I don't know if it's connected, but some changes. I might have some faces for you to sketch at some point. Quite a few, in fact. When did you say you were in New York?
I came from New York when I got here. I was there for, let's see, give or take. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there for at least 12 years, 13.
Did you ever hear about New York's Oracle?
No, Elena never really. She kept away from most of it. If she didn't have to be somewhere at a port, she didn't go.
Pity. But I understand. Now, sorry.
I think it was because of the prince there. Now that I think about it, yeah. She avoided Elysiums and things like that because of the prince.
Wish I could say if I knew that would make sense or not, but well, so back on news, things that could help you. When I was investigating some things, came across another Malkavian that I didn't know about. A Sophie Clues, in fact. Lovely little store. Book and bottle. Books and bourbon. I was thinking of going to talk to her. She seems... Well, I can't guarantee it. It's another loose thread, but it might be something. When she heard anything about people operating in Chicago, now I didn't give her that much, but just that mention, there was a bit of worry on her face. I was thinking of maybe getting her to meet whoever's willing within the Coterie.
Books and bourbon. Isn't that the place I had you go check out?
Yeah, that was the one that I was getting a feeling about, and most definitely something weird was going on. There was a slight connection there. It is hard to describe, but such things are such things.
So you got a feeling for this place, and you went there, and you found another one who's from your family?
Yes, most definitely broken mirror. Although, oh boy, to say I was at my mental limit at the time, a bit of an understatement. I'd like to.
I'm getting there myself.
Sorry, man. I'm not trying to make things more difficult.
No, I'm wondering how quirky this one is.
Oh, yeah. I'm not one to prescribe so much to the stereotype around our family. However, sometimes it is a little bit more pronounced, and this is one of those times.
So it's noticeable.
I prefer to call it endearing.
That shit. Got it.
No. Look. Different. It's more that she's stuck in the past more than it is that she's crazy. It's trying to. What I'm going to be trying to do is piece out more of what she's saying, get used to her vernacular, and basically just see what I can get from there. But I do believe this is a lead worth pursuing. I just wanted your opinion on the matter.
You made a friend. I'm okay with this. I just warn me when you're gonna, bring her over to visit, in case, so I could mentally prepare myself if I'm in a room full of you. Love you all, but after 5 minutes, especially if you go Golden Girls on me.
Nick will put a hand on his shoulder. Yeah, try being the oracle of a whole city, and then I'll let you know how that. Then you'll have an idea.
Why would I want to be Charlie?
Actually, if you have the time, I'd love it if you could find out anything about the name Lyndon Carlisle. It'd be helpful. Trust me.
I'm not sure how I would, but...
Well, see... Oh, that's a whole different tangent. It's nothing big, Matt. It's just a request when you have time. If it needs to wait till all this is over, trust me, it's fine.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Once we get through this, we'll check out whatever.
Yeah. Why do you think, well, yeah. Although, do give at least 1 or 2 episodes of that show a watch. I think you'll get some ideas that might help you out. I think it's time I visited that Malkavian.
All right. I'll be here.
My statement still, as he's starting to walk out, my statement still stands, Matt. I'll do all I can.
Thanks.
Ciao bene. You're muted.
God damn it. We're going on a quick break, Lucio, in about 5 minutes.
It takes my breath
Welcome back, and thank you for waiting. Continuing on with the story. A couple of activities had already been determined in the previous, before the break. So we're going to go ahead and pick up with one of those. As Bellatrix and Gray are going to go on a little adventure. Where do you guys meet up, and how do you wish to approach this?
I believe we're meeting up at the Ascent. That's where Gray was waiting for Bella. We're gonna need a car.
We can call a cab.
Not the bats.
No, we can call a Uber or Lyft, whatever.
You get a ride and begin making your way. The scene is yours, but do remember this is not a Masquerade safe vehicle.
Do you have anything in particular you want to say to them when we get there?
No, I was gonna let you do the talking.
And you're just gonna hang out and listen.
Though we still need to acquire a certain piece of jewelry. So if that could be whatever you're planning, if that could be arranged, that would be lovely, please and thank you.
I think it's more important to understand why we have stalkers, not what.
No, this is
necessarily.
This is just an afterthought. Like, if it's added in, I would like that added in. But the why is important first, definitely.
I also want to know how they know so much about us.
So, I talked to Sarah. One, she'll pull out the sketch pad and open it to the picture that Matt drew of the Nosferatu. This is our culprit.
Well, doesn't he look lovely?
He's the same one that Sarah said pretended to be the prince. And also the same one that was responsible for the deaths of those 3 people, the drownings. But Sarah said that someone named Emily, who brought her back to the city, was the one who had our phone numbers. How she got it, I don't know.
All right, so we have some questions about Emily. Emily is maybe related.
Maybe.
Barrett, I'm going to glance over at the GPS the driver is using. Does it list an estimated time of arrival?
It looks like it'll probably take about 40 minutes to get from where you were to there.
Could you do me a favor? Tap on the shoulder. Do you stop over at one of these convenience stores up here? I'm a little bit famished. I think I want to get something to drink.
Give me a charisma persuasion. Or you can use manipulation and subterfuge since you're lying about the nature of what you're doing. You're muted.
8 successes with critical.
Yeah, sure, no problem. He drives a little bit, pulls off the road to a little like gas station.
I appreciate that. I'll make sure to tip very well.
Appreciate it.
Step outside. Bella.
Uh-huh. I'm already on it. I'll lean forward. He's already been on it's only been a few minutes, right? Since we had our little conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll lean forward and look at him. Hey, could you do me a favor?
You can
Cloud
see
memory.
he's a little nervous as he turns his head.
I'll look at him. Cloud memory. Just forget the little conversation we had.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about? I just zoned out for a moment.
Music. What's your favorite?
I listen to pretty much whatever people want to listen to. Not a big music listener myself.
I get that. I have eclectic taste too. I think I'm gonna go see what's available to drink. I'll be back.
Sure, yeah, I'll just wait here. Okay. You get out of the car.
I
You need to be more careful with that.
If they forget why.
Because we had quite a long ride ahead of us.
True.
And I don't know how far back you can go. But from what I've seen, it's not that far.
Few minutes. You have a point. Try to see if I can make it longer. Might take a while though. Practice.
I'm going to head inside, buy a water, and then make my way back to the car.
You guys get finish what you're doing, get back in the car, get moving.
Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping. I really need this kind of
Hey, not a problem. That's what I do.
unscrew the top of it, mime drinking. Figure he won't notice unless he's paying attention to the road.
I'm gonna have him drop us off at a close corner convenience store or something else, not at the actual address.
I drops you off. He's like, "You sure? I could probably get you closer."
No, this works. Thank
All
you.
right. Y'all have a good night. And he
Good night to you too.
pulls off.
Do we have any other names? We're walking towards the place Bella is seen.
K. K could be lots of things. But no names, other names that I know that are connected to this, no. Her dead sire.
Oh, maybe I could ask for him. What was his name again? Jacob?
I think
Peter?
so.
Something like that? Or maybe I could just walk in and ask for Sarah.
Trying to remember. Just ask for Sarah? Or Emily. You could ask for Emily.
Yeah, I could walk in. You know, have you seen my daughter, Sarah? She's about yay high, dark hair. Please, help me.
That could work. Feel like she's been missing for weeks.
You don't watch horror movies, do you?
I've seen a few.
Watch Silent Hill. It's worth your time.
Okay. You want to watch it together?
I wouldn't mind watching it again.
I'll supply the party supplies.
So long doors for you? If we come across any?
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of which, I will step into a darkened area, and I'm going to activate Unseen Passage.
Okay.
And then get behind him again when we get close enough.
At this point, you are approaching the facility. Much like before, it has like the sign for the freight. This place looks like it's been abandoned, hasn't been kept up with for some time. You do not see any vehicles outside this time, however. Of course, before you only saw the one. How do you wish to approach?
I'm walking directly into the lion's den. Is there a door or something?
There is.
Looks like it's accessible. Head up and try it, see if it's even locked. I'm gonna, in this case, pull a Nick.
The door opens.
Hello? I was told that I could find a Sarah here, maybe an Emily? Some sort of Jacob. No?
Barra, at this point, I'm activating Silence of Death as well.
Okay.
Perhaps there's an Edwin.
At that moment, somebody kind of steps out. You see kind of tall man with dark skin. He is wearing a button shirt with slacks, and he is wearing black shoes, but they are more for athletic wear than formal. He steps forward, kind of looks you up and down, kind of glances around. This place is abandoned, currently under construction at the moment. We're currently renovating it. How can I help you?
Strange. Don't see a crew or any equipment or
Oh,
sort of renovations going on.
well, renovations aren't happening right now. All the people have gone home.
Is there a K? Maybe that works here.
Who are you?
My name's Gray. Novak.
He sits there for a moment.
I think maybe I'm known around these parts. My reputation preceding me and all.
Bellatrix,
Mhm.
please give me a wits and obfuscate.
Okay. I'm also blood surging.
When you admit that you are Gray, you watch as his pupils kind of dilate a moment as he begins scanning about the room.
Five successes.
Meets beats. He kind of scans around for a moment.
Satisfied?
Told to come alone.
You know me, but you don't know of me, if that's the case. I don't know you, though. Can I have a name? Something to call you? Other than head of the crew.
You can call me Tom.
I like Tom. I've known a good few Toms. It's a solid name.
So, Mr. Novak, I don't see Edwin Kane. So I'm going to ask how you found this place and why you're here.
I found it because I'm particularly good at what I do. Why I'm here is because I particularly dislike Mr. Kane. So I figured we could talk shop.
What's your issue with Mr. Kane? Because it's our understanding you worked for him.
He's lying, two-faced, manipulative bastard.
And you're
Who
not?
needs to- No, but he needs to get what's coming to him. I'm absolutely lying, two-faced, manipulative bastard, but there's only room in the city for one of us, right? At least one of us that is as good as it as he is, and as I am.
Please either give me a charisma and persuasion or manipulation and subterfuge, depending on how you are feeling about it.
Are there any cameras in this hall?
No. I will say previously, when you there are no, like when you were back here with Nick, you guys found there was no active power except for like a generator covering a few light fixtures.
Okay. How, is he in like the middle of the hall? Like there's no way to slip around, Tom?
I mean, he doesn't take up a whole lot of space. He's kind of he is tall, but he has a very lean build.
Okay.
You could get past him, but I would require, obviously, everything into account, the difference would be lowered, but I would require a roll just to make sure you didn't like clumsily bump into him.
Right.
But you could try to go past him if you wish.
Five successes on the persuasion.
So what is it? If this is the case, we already set the expectations with your associate. And since you're here alone, I assume that means they don't agree with you.
Astute? And no, they don't. But you've got the right leverage. So I think you're going to get what you want. The thing is, I want to make sure that I get what I want.
And what is it you want?
What's going to happen with Edwin after you have him?
That's not for me to decide.
Well, then who decides it?
That's not your business.
I need to talk to that person. I need to know what's going to happen.
No one talks to him.
You do, apparently.
Even I have.
You could be
someone
my
I have to
Metatron.
talk to.
Perhaps notes can be passed, letters can be written, niceties exchanged. Look, there's not a whole lot of time to do this.
My employer has a great disdain for Edwin Kane. It is likely Edwin, when brought to us, will likely not make it through the night.
See, it's the likely not make it through the night that gives me pause. I need some assurances.
And why should we care about your comfort in this matter?
Because if I don't get some assurances, technically I work for Mr. Kane.
And we'll be gone before you even get back to what your set.
And do you think I give two human shits about whoever it is that you took. They're not mine.
Your grudge doesn't matter to me. Boss's, however, which is older than yours, does. So what he wants to do with Edwin Kane is his business and his alone.
I don't get assurances. You don't get Edwin. You don't want me to tell him about this place, do you?
Again, we'll be gone before you get home. It's already compromised.
And how much are you going to leave behind? That he's going to scrape up off the floor.
Let him scrape. He knows we're here. He wouldn't be very good at his job if he didn't.
He's not scared of you. And he doesn't think that we're going to do anything to turn him over.
That's fine. We'll get him eventually, whether it's your help or not. But your help would make things so smoother.
You're not going to get it being this clumsy.
Mr. Holden's not the only person we have information about.
You're acting like a hammer. You need a scalpel. You're removing a member of the court of this city.
We don't care about the court.
Okay. That's one way to sign your own death warrants.
Assuming we're found. Mr. Novak, you are trying to create a scenario where you have the upper hand and you don't.
Oh, I never thought I had the upper hand. I think I would have come here alone if I had the upper hand.
We're perfectly aware of how things are going. We're not afraid of your pitiful threats or promises, however you want to phrase them.
They're not threats or promises. They're facts. You can fly in the face of reality and try to substitute it with whatever you want. But the facts are the facts.
Facts are written by the victor.
In the history books, sure. But in the moment, facts are very real things.
Your keeper is in more danger of our presence being here. Just being here is in more danger with his prince than we are.
And why don't you just let that danger come to fruition?
Because we're not here for his position as keeper. We don't give a fuck about Edwin Kane. We're here for something else.
Fine. Then I misjudged you. You're not here for Edwin. And then likely he would survive the night because whatever he knows is what you're here for.
Take that how you will.
I don't want to see him survive the night.
Oh, you can always kill him yourself.
Would you leave him somewhere where I could?
If we get a hold of him, he goes to the boss.
See, again, I can't kill him myself. These are facts. He's going to your boss. These are facts that I cannot get around. So I need some facts that tell me he's not coming back.
You are beginning to overstay your welcome.
Yeah, I tried. It's funny when someone can't recognize a mutual friend, or at least the enemy of an enemy.
That can be recognized.
They're standing right in front of them.
You are asking for assurances that can't be given.
Then good luck with Matthew.
There are more avenues we can take. Matthew doesn't pan out.
Suppose then I'll be seeing you around, Tom.
Maybe.
Unless you see me first. Who's making threats now?
I didn't say anything.
You implied it.
Take it how you will.
Turn around and make my way to the door.
What's Belcher's doing?
Okay. While they were having that conversation, one, I'm gonna keep their sound, like the sound of the conversation, where I can actually hear the words. As I'm going to go explore for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 6 successes on sneaking.
Easy enough. So, you began exploring a bit, kind of going off the information you got from Nick when you were scouting earlier. There are 3 people here as you're moving about. One is a kind of roughly like 5'9" woman wearing a vest with cut-off sleeves, a tank top, and jeans. She is kind of sitting around. She's got her feet kicked up and she's just looking bored in one room. You notice that there is a box on the desk that she's sitting next to. Roughly about that big. Seated on her desk. She occasionally kind of looks over at it and then back to zoning out or whatever to pass the time. The other person that you find, bald head, pale skin, has a nasty looking scar going up his face and around the back of his head, and then across down the other side of the neck. It almost looks like it kind of resembles a burn scar, but like where the skin ridges in areas, there is a deep kind of inky black highlighting all of the ridges. He is kind of looking around, and at one point he kind of perks up and then goes back to what he's doing. He seems to be going through files.
I'm gonna look over his shoulder.
Give me what's awareness.
Okay. Three successes.
The image he's looking at right now is it's a folder that has the image of a woman. The folder you see says Bellatrix, and the image he's looking at is of Cheryl, with a photo of the two of you sitting across from each other at the diner.
Okay. I'll head back after that.
You make your way back. At this point, the two of them are kind of coming to the communication shutting down here. Ray turns and leaves.
Once I get to the door, on my way there, I'll pull out my phone, tap a few times, and start a factory reset on it. And then I get to the door, I will turn around, pause with the door open behind me, toss him the phone.
Sneak out.
You can keep that. I mean, I don't know how you got the number in the first place, but I don't need it anymore.
You step out the door, and you hear the sound of a stomp as he crushes the phone when you leave. You make your way, heading back the way you came a bit. Once you have walked for about 20 minutes, I'd say it's safe to drop the obfuscation.
Okay. I'll drop it. They're coming after me next. Or
Oh
mine.
joy!
Or they're at least looking at a file and they know things. To make arrangements.
Well, we know they don't want Edwin. He's just a means to an end.
Think they want the ring?
Maybe. But I think we go back and talk to Edwin.
I think so too. I'll bring my picture.
Maybe let Matt do the confrontation. Edwin's my favorite.
Or you're Edwin's favorite.
Or both. I mean, he really is a great guy.
Can you help me hide someone? Or convince someone to go into hiding?
Who do you need hidden?
Someone I just met, but they've already found her.
I can see what I can do.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to call a cab. I gave him my phone.
Oh. Okay, I'll call the cab.
And if we could stop somewhere and pick up just a burner, I need to call Victor and let him know my number has changed.
I suppose.
Thank you.
You set off back to town. From here, you ship to Nixon. Maggie, you are getting ready to work on modifying the body a bit. When your ghoul steps in, Miss Haywood, Mr. Holden is here to see you.
Let him in.
He steps to the side and allows Matthew to walk in.
Thanks. He'll look at the ghoul, give a smile.
He kind of looks at Matt for a minute, raises an eyebrow, and back to you. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Of course. Thank you, Dr. Corin.
Closes the door behind him.
She kind of looks over at Matt expectantly.
Evening. How are things here?
Fairly well. Pretty quiet for the most part.
Excellent. Never mind. We'll get back to we'll get to that later. If you have spare room, I might need to borrow one of these at some point in time.
They are all very good places to sleep, and they lock from the outside.
You said quiet and you had me sold.
It's quiet if you don't pay attention all the time.
I had a question. If you are, or he'll look around if they're okay with it. I know you said that there are some lingering friends.
Well, this place is fairly new, so I don't have friends here yet. But it's always better to be cautious. What questions do you have? She kind of gestures for him to come closer. She continues working on the body.
He's got a bag around his, slung over his shoulder. With the whole body double thing, I was wondering if you would be willing and able to help with some modifications.
Well, I am already trying to make him look more like Mr. Kane. What further modifications do you need?
I want to put something in the body as a contingency plan.
Is this meant to be triggered if they choose to pull the stake out?
Yeah.
That is wise. I was going to ask about that.
Covering all my bases.
Yes. If they're smart, they won't unstake him right away. But if they are angry, they may not be smart.
Which is why it'll help us in the long run if they do while we're there. If not,
Yeah.
it'll just piss them off when we're not.
Alright. May I see what you are looking to insert into the corpse?
He's going to open up the bag and he's going to pull out this small canister. It's a little smaller than... It's a little thinner, kind of like the size of a Red Bull can. It's very crudely done.
She kind of holds out a hand for it.
It's not going to go boom. It's literally just a smoke bomb. That's all.
I see. Do you plan to have the stake triggered to the pin?
Yes.
Do you have a stake?
I knew there was a flaw in my plan somewhere.
Because I can... She kind of looks at the corpse, looks at the smoke bomb, kind of mentally weighs it. I could have this inserted pretty neatly. Dr. Korn is very good at what he does. But the stake will require a hook at the end. Do you know how to carve?
Should be fairly simple. I mean, it's not going to be some of my best work, but I don't need it to be a painting. I don't need some poor schmuck to buy it for $50,000 and get away with it.
No, but you do need it to be stable enough to not pull immediately and capable enough to actually pull it all the way out.
True.
Because if I've gauged this correctly, I don't know you very well, but this seems to be very important to you. And them realizing this is not what they're looking for is likely going to be a temporary solution.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I can get her long gone before they figure it out. I forged the person they're looking for, essentially. He's going to realize he said that. Yeah. They took someone.
Understandable. It explains your, and I mean no offense when I say this, but you were in a state the other night.
She's the one part of my past I don't hate. And one of the few things that keeps me going.
I see. They have you vulnerable.
Extremely, and I hate it.
Well, it can't be comfortable. Being bare on a slab is hardly comfortable for a ghost. It would hardly be comfortable for a kindred. But yes, I will require a stake with that hook meant for this. I do believe Dr. Corwin can insert this pretty efficiently. He is far better with a scalpel than I.
Excellent. I do appreciate this.
It's not a problem. You have already paid me. And this is informative of how this city is. Is the keeper targeted so flagrantly? Often?
As far as I know, no, but the city is interesting to say the least.
I am paraphrasing, but I was told that it was a shithole that is constantly on fire.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, even dumpster fires keep some people warm. There has to be something that keeps some people to the city.
Food's nice.
Yes, I imagine tourists come in many flavors.
And we have some really good museums.
Which ones do you prefer?
I mean, where we normally go is the Dali. They have some interesting stuff. He's not my favorite, I won't lie. He was a very odd duck, that one. But there's the museum down the road. That one has really good stuff in it.
I may have to look into it sometime. I've been to quite a few art museums from Savannah.
It's got nothing on New York, though.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah. For the last few years.
No wonder you enjoy the firelight by the dumpster.
Yeah, when they say it was the city that never sleeps, it was mostly because of all the noise.
That's the city. They tend to, quiet is not an adjective there.
Not at all.
And as she's doing this, she's basically, doing a lot of the makeup and the reconstruction on the, corpse.
How good does it look?
You can spot a couple of like very fine detailing that might be a bit of a tell, but for some, if you've only seen him a couple of times in passing or don't know him very well, this could very easily pass off as ugly.
Damn, you're good.
I am good at what I do. You should see me with clay. Or if I actually had his skull to look at. If it wasn't just this. She kind of holds up a little portrait, little painting. You know, normally I get photographs.
Kind of. It's a little morbid, but from an artistic standpoint, I can't complain about that.
Well, you get used to morbid when you work in this field. Or when you're amongst my family long enough.
You'd have made a hell of an addition to mine.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Good, it was meant as one.
And you have a very nice skull. Good job on that. You're very symmetrical.
I try. I like to part my hair down the middle. It's weird.
She kind of just shakes her head a little bit and then looks at him again. It's not so much that you try, it's more of genetics, I suppose. You're very pretty. And I can see the symmetry in your bones.
From my mom's side.
I'm sure.
Dad had that Cro-Magnon head. I don't know how he wore the damn cop hat.
They make them in very large sizes. After all, they have to get them right on. Very well on a pig.
Not big enough to contain that Boston ego, though.
Bostonian cop. It's amazing that he wore a hat at all.
He mostly wore it for show. He didn't have to wear it for a while. Sure as hell no, he misses it now.
If the two of you would
Yep.
please give me what's awareness rolls.
Okay. Can I say I still have heightened senses going?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Three.
5.
Okay. Just a moment. All right, so as you are in the room, you hear the screeching of tires go by. After a few moments, Orvin comes in. A little bit of a panic. We need to go. Somebody has set the front of the building on fire.
What?
The building's on fire.
Alright, we need to get this with us.
I will prep a car. And he turns around and leaves.
Excellent. Mr. Halden, assist me with the body bag?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. And she will start to move the corpse into the bag, assuming Matthew is holding it open.
Yeah, he would assist with
Zip
that.
it up. And she's probably going to be the one carrying it.
As you guys get everything prepared, begin making your way to the back. You see that when you get to the door, he's already prepped a vehicle. Black tinted windows. He's got the back of it opened up, ready to receive the body. Where are we taking these?
She'll slide it in. She'll look over at Matthew. Well,
Head to the dolly.
You want us to take the body? Turns to Maggie.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes,
He
Dr. Corin.
sets everything aside, and he goes and gets in the driver's seat. As you guys get in,
Mhm.
you begin heading off back to the east side of town.
Matt is going to send a text to Edwin. Incoming. It'll make sense when we get here, but I'm bringing you with us.
After like 2 minutes, you get a reply. I don't think it's good I go anywhere right now.
Oh, he's gonna send back you in quotation marks. You to you.
You do not get another reply. As you make your way to the dolly, you'll shift seats again. Just about. Nick.
Quick there, checking the ADHD vortex recording.
We're recording, yeah.
Okay.
You make your way to Books and Bourbon. What is Sophie doing as Nick is making his way there?
Sophie is up in her room collecting a bunch of clothes and her most prized books into a bag.
Would you have... Yeah, I think you'll hear the door downstairs. Or, sorry, you'll hear the door at the entrance. As Nick comes in. I'll say it's not really... There's not anyone really here tonight. As you step in, same, like, bookshelves and stage at the end of the room. Everything looks as it was, but not nearly as busy, and it looks like the books might be picked through a little bit.
Miss Clues?
I'll open the door with the pack by my bedroom and yell down the stairs. Hello?
Oh, hi. I thought maybe see if we could have a bit of a better conversation where I'm more on your speed, so to speak. Also, I brought a book.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Let me just grab a few things really quickly. And she'll shut the door, grab some things, stuff them in the pack, open the door again, and rush down the stairs. Yes, Nick, was it?
Yes.
And she'll hold out her hand.
Nick will look at it and gently place the book into it.
Oh, yes, thank you. What is the book?
No, it's a more modern viewing on fantasy. It's called Dawn of Wonder by Jonathan Renshaw.
Is it paperback or hardcover?
It is hardcover.
Sophie will pick it up to her nose and smell it. Yes, well, I am in a bit of a hurry. So, why don't we talk on the move?
If that's what you'd like. I thought the atmosphere here was pretty good, but...
Oh, no, it would be wonderful if we could leave. We should leave. We should go. We should scram.
Sarah? Hey, what's an insight this?
I'm not even going to make you roll. There's very clearly something concerning there.
Alright. I am happy to escort you on a walk through the town.
Yes, do you have your wonderful, Alec? Or,
Alex.
was it Alec?
And
Alex?
Alex, yes. And he is, in the car.
Yes, wonderful. Let's go right there.
So you'd like to drive around? And
Yes,
he's
why
already moving to help her leave.
Yes, why don't we feel where the what was it you said? It wasn't jive.
5.
Where the jives take us.
Sure.
It's all good jives. Let's get in the car and go.
I assume you want to lock up?
Oh no, the bartender's got it. You've got it right, Gary.
Yeah, I got it.
If you don't
Alright.
see me for a little bit, don't worry, everything is fine.
I usually don't.
Shut the door behind me.
And Nick will take her to the car.
You make your way over to the car.
Yes, what kind of car is it?
It's nothing special. It's like a old Toyota Camry.
Okay. Sophie will wait patiently by the back doors.
Oh, he's right over there, Sophie.
Yes.
Seeing how nervous she is, like he's popping since the unseen, keeping an eye around.
Give me a what's an insight.
That is a messy crit 5. There it is.
I feel like this die is loaded. You become a little paranoid as it dawns on you that they're waiting for the door to be opened, and you're just standing there.
Opens it for them.
Yes, thank you. And Sophie practically dives into the car with her pack.
It becomes clear that you are just struggling with interacting in these situations, and I will say it's going to make you a little uncomfortable for a little bit with this exchange moving forward. You guys get in the car. If you guys want to talk in the car, the scene is yours for you as you were driving.
Well, Miss Sophie, mind sharing what the rush is?
Oh, the Russians? I'm sorry. I don't want to get involved with them, but I didn't realize that.
The hubbub, the pick up and go, the butterflies in the stomach.
Oh, no, I'm fine, dear. I'm just so excited to see the city. I haven't really seen the city. You had mentioned your friends with that situation. Would you happen to have a safe place that your friends meet where possibly I could find more information about this missing young woman? You must have some sort of house where you plan to bring her back after, right? You don't just plan to get her out of the big house, as it were, and then have nowhere to go. You must have a safe place, right?
I mean, I came to try to get to know each other more, but I mean, that's quite the ask again.
No. We can get to know each other on the ride.
Well, let's chat. Alex, just around, I guess. Keep an eye out, please. Muted.
Kind of raises an eyebrow at you and just keeps driving.
It's just like, I don't know. Well, let's say that I do. I mean, again, it's not just my place. It's not just my secret to share.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, I understand that. I'm sure that we could come to some sort of arrangement.
Okay. Nick will pull out his phone, and he's going to he's going to send out a group text. Got a new Malk that might have ties to this. Apparent is very scared for some reason right now and asking for a safe place. I'm not exactly looking to bring her to our haven, but I mean, unless y'all have other ideas, I could use some help.
Are you writing more for your novel? Because I'm not sure that's the time to do this. If you don't mind, I know it's very exciting to have new information.
I am conferring with the people, with the group that has a stake in this.
You haven't, given them a ring or anything. Should we stop somewhere? I'm sure we can find
No.
a place with a...
Stuffy, it's okay. Think of it like letters that move unseen and easily.
Like radiation.
Honestly, it's not
Sending a
completely
signal.
wrong with that. That is actually surprisingly on point to an extent. But yes, kind of.
All right. Well, yes.
I'm just waiting on them to get back to me.
All right. Well, how long does that usually take? I mean, the phone, it can take a while if you miss them, if they're not there.
I will see. I'm also trying to work out. I don't want to leave you holding the bag
Your phone
in
buzzes.
the lurch.
It is a text from Edwin. In fact, the entire coterie will receive the text to the dolly now.
It would seem the choice is made for us. Alex, gotta get to the dolly fast.
Thumbs up and begins
Dolly,
driving
like a
quickly.
toy?
It would seem Edwin has superseded things.
Yes. All right, but Dolly, is that like baby doll?
That is the museum that one usually meets the keeper.
A museum?
Have you never gone to the dolly?
As in, there's a museum all about Dolly.
The painter dolly, yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is he like us?
No, have
Oh,
you
that's
gone
a
to
pity.
meet Edwin Kane before?
To be
Yes.
fair, you guys don't go through the exhibits.
The building that he's usually in is the museum that has all of Dolly's art.
Oh, I've just seen the closet.
That is a decent reason.
But yes, I would love to see more of his work. He had so many ideas. Much like you, like many of the ideas you have for your books.
Farah, out of pure desperation to try to start being able to understand and interact better with Sophie, Nick's gonna just throw for a loop trying to pop a premonition involving whatever's getting her going tonight.
Okay. Give me the rouse check. Resolve an aspects.
Yeah.
What's your hunger at?
Now 2. I haven't rolled for it yet.
Just ask.
And because of the desperation, he's going to blood surge. Get hungrier. I'm also going to spit the willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Seven successes.
And this is too clean. What might be bothering?
Yeah, it's like he's just doing anything to have something to get a better grasp on this whole interaction. And knowing what's bothering her is probably the best chance.
The constant nagging in the back of your head about whether or not you are handling any of these exchanges properly. The back and forth that you've been having finally kind of gets to a boiling point as you just release your consciousness into anything that might be able to scratch to the surface. And suddenly you are standing in an open field. Completely overcast. And almost monochrome. There is not a sign of any life anywhere. The ground is barren. Structures and things seem ruined in the distance, but you notice something about a few feet from you. You notice something starting to protrude from the dirt. And as you approach, you reach down and begin moving some of the dry, ruined earth. You reveal a bone that quickly lunges out as a skeletal arm grasps around your throat, and then out of the dirt, half of a skeleton bursts out with large fangs. And then you snap back.
Well, takes skeletons and cloth to a bit of a different degree.
Oh no, Edwin didn't have any skeletons in there. It was just us.
Alex, tap your shoulder. We're here.
One moment. Sophie? Whatever you're running from, it's okay to share it if you feel you must. At least with me.
Oh, I'm not running from. I'm running to your safe haven.
Okay. Feel it's worth saying that I'm sorry, but it will get better. And he will get out and go around to open the door for her.
Yes, thank you so much.
At this
And I'll
point,
step out of the car.
you will see two other cars pull up. And a Hirsch. All of you get out of your respective vehicles and are standing outside of the Deli Museum. And this is where we're going to end our episode. We'll pick up here next week. Thank you all for joining us for this interesting little story we've had tonight, and thank all these lovely players here for putting up with the bullshit I throw at them. We will see you on the next chapter.